out of everything you just heard, those three parallel concepts, I want you to latch on to this. He said, we exist to help people become. Help people become. We help people move. We help them become fully devoted followers of Christ. We help people move into a with God life. Become, move. We help people move from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of light. We make disciples. We teach them to obey so we can help them become. We help them become, we help them move, we help them be, we help them become. You hear a thread through that, and that thread is summed up in one word: movement. I know some people get disappointed when they find out I watch TV, and then they get disappointed in what I watch. I'm sorry. But Connie and I went to Alaska 2 years ago, and we saw gold miners. And they had a little pan and a shovel, and they'd dig the dirt, put it in the pan, and shake it. And you had to pay money to mine, because people on the land would let these people mine. We watched it, and I said, these people mining are the stupidest people I've ever met. These people own the land. If you could make money off the gold, you wouldn't let people come take your gold for a fee. You would just go get the gold. It was just, I couldn't believe anybody give them money. I mean, these people letting you come on the land knew the truth. They could make more money charging you to come there than you could get in the gold. Well, so what? So I came back, I saw a show on TV, Gold Rush. I said, what's that? So I started watching Gold Rush. I said, dude, these people don't have a little bitty pan and a shovel. They got these front end loaders that would pick up this whole group and dump you into a giant dump truck. I mean, it's incredible. The difference is, the first group had a little shovel. These other people had moving equipment. And it was about moving dirt. See? Well, we're not moving dirt. But everything Pastor Daniel just talked to you about is about movement, movement, movement. Help them become, help them move, help them become, help them change. And we're not moving dirt. What are we moving? It's supposed to be easy. People. We're people movers. We're not a front-end loader moving dirt. That is the vision of community church. I think I can encapsulate it now. We're talking about moving people. Moving them from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light. Help them become what God created them to be. We're talking about moving people. And we do it in a lot of different ministries. The only ministry I'm here about today is Small Group Ministry. So if community church is about moving people, what do you think Small Group Ministry is about? It's supposed to be easy, moving people. Well, if it isn't about moving people, then it's not about the ministry of the church. Now, there's some things that happen that aren't about moving people, and they're good things. I'm not saying they're bad things. Sometimes I do things with people. Gene and Kim came over the other day. We had dinner together. That wasn't about moving people. We were just doing life together. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the company. I enjoyed the visit. Right? So I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm talking about ministry. Small Group Ministry, SGM, I'll write one of my notes, ministry. It's about moving people. Now, you heard Pastor Daniel say we're not talking about serendipitous movement. What's that mean? You know, sometimes you just stumble onto something. You just stumble into it. You know, my goodness, look where I ended up. I don't know about your theology, I think that's how I got saved. I just kind of stumbled in. And that's not a bad thing. I'm glad there's serendipitous things. But if you go panning for gold and just stumble around, that's nothing that Gold Rush shows. These idiots are digging 50 feet down, and they didn't dig a test hole straight down and pull up some dirt and see if there's any gold down there. I thought, I could make money at this. I really could. I said, Connie, you want to go to Alaska? No. She doesn't want to go to Alaska. She doesn't want to go catch alligators in Louisiana. She says, no fun. They don't go with me. But I thought, why would you not dig a test hole and see if there's any gold down there? Be intentional. Don't just go move a bunch of dirt and hope there's some gold falls out. Okay? And so when we talk about moving people as an area of ministry, we're talking about being intentional in moving people. Not just get together and hope some movement happens. Not just dig a hole and hope there's some gold. You'll probably find some. I don't think Christians that are following Jesus can get together with people on a regular basis and not see something happen. I believe that. That's called salt and light. I'm not minimizing that. What I'm saying is, as a ministry, we're talking about intentional and strategic movement. And those are the guys that are getting on TV, making the 100 ounces. We're going for 1,000 ounces this year. So, we started. It looks like we just stumble around and come up with a different topic every month. Let me tell you, we generally knew where we were going. We started a year ago talking about people are at different stages. Come and see, come and follow me, come and be with me, remain in me. I'll ring a few bells. What were we saying? Not everybody's at the same place. Different people are at different places. And so if we're going to move people, we've got to meet them where they're at. Okay? The idea that we'll build it and they'll come is gone. That is gone in the church in America. There ain't anybody that understands the movement of God in America that thinks build it and they'll come. What they say is go where you live, work, and play and invest in people and bring them. Okay? So where do you meet them? You meet them where they're at. And people, you already know this, are at different places in their life. They're at different places in their journey. They're not good and bad people. They're just at different places. You think every one of y'all, if I could come up with some great cosmic scale to measure where you're at, you'd all be in the exact same place? How silly. How silly. Now, that's why I said we've cast vision, we've dealt with the group as a whole, but now we will be strategic in investing in leaders with where you're called. Because you're in different places. You've got different callings. But the people you minister to. So if small group ministry is about moving people, then as leaders, you are the leaders in small group ministry are called to connect and intentionally engage in movement. Now this is some of that Mercedes-Benz Cruise new house stuff. Because there is nothing in my entire life, and that includes grandkids, that's a bigger blessing to me than seeing people move as a result of God working through me. I can tell you what it looks like. In this room, this is what it looks like. Jeannie and Kim came to our house. They spent some time in our house. Now, I said they came and ate. I think more often I go to their house and eat. They come to our house and eat chicken. I go to their house and eat steak. Where do you think we eat at? They came to our house not to eat. They came to our house strategically so I could invest in them for a period of time. And then they left. See? And when they left, they went back to their house. And when they went back to their house, they invited these people right here to come to their house. Guy and Donna. And Guy and Donna came to their house for a while. The new, were you Catholic too? Okay, you're a new Catholic couple. Well, I can't do anything yet. You got to be here 20 years before you can do anything. No, these people are new to the faith. With all apologies to my Catholic brothers and sisters, they're new to the Protestant faith. So, Gene and Kim invite these newbies to their house for a little short 2 years. You know what they're doing now? They're leading a group in their home. They're investing in other people. You know what? Like, it brings tears to my eyes when I see what they're doing. I didn't invest in them. I invested in them. And now they're leading a group in their home. I get a report from God, and honestly, I cry sometimes when I read what he writes to me about what God's doing in his living room. Let me tell you, you get a dose of that, and nobody's got to convince you it's not about cruises and cars and houses. That's what it's about. I'll tell you what it's like in this room. Mike and Sandra came to our house for almost 2 years. We invested in them. It sounds like it was like taking medicine. It wasn't. It was fun. But let me tell you, we were strategic. We were intentional. They didn't come there and we played Yahtzee and worked God into it every once in a while. We invested in them, And you know what they did? They went home. Why? Because it was over. We said, don't come back to our house. They went to their house. And you know what? Well, he's sitting next to them. They invited her to their house. And invested Debbie. What's Debbie doing now? She's leading a group. She's leading a group and talking about leading the next group when she gets through. That's what it looks like. This is real people. This is real stuff. I was hesitant to talk too much about that kind of thing a year ago. Because I already had this undercurrent that all Dennis just likes to discipleship. He doesn't care about care groups. Well, that would be inaccurate by the labels. But I do care about moving people. And I care about creating leaders who will move people. Who will become leaders who will move people. And I'll tell you what's come out of our living room. This is what's come out of our living room in 5 years. 36 leaders. Now, they didn't all come out of our living room. See, I get to count them. So she didn't come out of my living room. 36 leaders that went out and led groups, 22 of which had never led a small group in their life. 22 who had never led, and 8 who, as we speak, are getting ready to start the first small group of their life. Now, I didn't want to say that a year ago. Because you say, oh, Dennis is here. Well, say what you want now. I've done it for a year. I think I've established that my investment is bigger than that. But I don't want to not tell you what that is. 4 couples getting ready to start a new group right now. They've never led a group before. A no group. And you know what? I trace it back to my living room through the glory of God. So when I talk about being intentional and strategic, now is that the only way to do it? No, that's what Pastor Daniel said. We're not trying to be cookie cutter. Somebody told one of the group leaders that he's trying to turn everybody into discipleship groups. I wish I could. I mean, actually, if I could really turn everybody into a group in some shape or form that's moving people from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light and helping them discover what it is to live in the kingdom of God, to become transformed so that they naturally and easily do what Jesus would do if he were them, to become the kind of people God called them to be, to help them become fully devoted followers of Christ. If every group would be doing that, I'd be happy. I mean, who would be sad? So, intentional and strategic. But we got to recognize, that's why it's not cookie cutter. People are at different points. They're at different places. They have different needs. And you all know that. You can look around the people in your group and you know that. They're at different places. We're going to talk about that. Get around to it. But this is what I know, and nobody here will argue with this. It is extremely challenging to minister to a group of people that are at different places in their journey. It's not impossible, but it's challenging. It's really challenging. Because some of them showed up looking for pizza, and you're serving hamburgers. And they're not very happy because they wanted a pizza. See? And other people are showing up, and they have an idea of what you're doing, and they find out it's not what you're doing. And so you have people that are looking for different things. They're at different stages. They're at different phases. And traditionally, we've just thrown them all in the room and said, do something with them. It's almost like the one-room schools. So here's 22 kids, age 6 to, probably back then, 14. I doubt they were 18. Teach them. Change them. Well, I taught school at Orangefield. I taught math. I didn't even have teachers writing and history. But I had kids in the same room that were at 0.6. I think I called it 0.6, maybe 1.6 grade level, through 12.8 grade level in math in the same room. And I figured out this is hard stuff. And so in small group ministry, a lot of times that's what we've got. We got people that really, and I don't get ahead of myself too far, but we got people that really, the fact that God is involved in the group is just kind of incidental to why they're there. They're just there because they want to meet some people. And you got other people that are passionate about running hard after God and everything in between. Now that's just a fact. I mean, it's not something you say that's good or bad. It's just a fact. It's the way it is. It's the way it was when Jesus ministered. And so what we want to do, and this is the transition we're in, is we want to help you identify and define your passion, your calling, what drives you in the area of small group ministry. And to do that, we're going to talk after the break about just 3 categories that are rough categories of where people are at. I would call it stages when we talk about that. We can call it stages as long as you understand you don't have to go through all 3 stages in order. There are some people that kind of jump ship and go a little faster. But people are generally, they'll fit one of 3 profiles when we talk about where they are in the journey. And it's rough. It's rough profiles. We're still working that out. But they're not exact identifications. But as we talk about them, don't say their names, but you'll recognize people that you've had in your group. You say, oh yeah, that one, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And every group that exists in community church probably has some in all 3. I don't care if you're doing discipleship curriculum. I don't care what you're doing. You probably got some of all 3. But we've seen how challenging that is. So really, we're not, and you heard Pastor Daniel introduce that concept of calling, not assignment. Our position really isn't to tell you how to minister. Our position is to hear your heart of what God's called you to do. It would be crazy to say, oh, you're small group leaders. Okay, fine. Gene, Kim, y'all show up, see Pastor Risa. You're going to work with 7-year-olds next week. Kim might do that. And Gene would be as far out of water as I would. There's a reason I don't work with children. There's a reason I don't work with teenagers. There's a reason they don't even let me speak to the teenagers here anymore. Why? Because I'm a bad person? No, because that's not my heart. That's not my calling. Now, if you put me with a teenager, I met with a teenager the last 2 summers, once a week. There's some things I can do there, but that's not what I wake up and get excited about. And what we want to do is we'll spend a year laying it out well enough, I think, for you to start saying, where is my heartbeat? And we're going to do it in light of these 3 stages. So I'm going to stop there.